Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Her Excellency Mrs. Ameenah Gurib-Fakim, President of the Republic of Mauritius, co-chair of the High-Level Panel on Water.
Your Excellency, Mr. Peter Thompson, President of the 71st Session of the UN General Assembly. Your Excellency, Mr. Emomali Rahman, President of Tajikistan. Your Excellency, Mrs. Sheikh Hasina, Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Excellencies, ministers, and ambassadors present, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is an honor and a deep privilege to address this august gathering today. I wish to congratulate President Ada and the Hungarian government and the people for hosting the second Budapest Water Summit. The first Budapest Water Summit provided a vital platform in the absence of a formal international intergovernmental institution dealing with water to undertake critical deliberations on water in the context of the post-2015 agenda negotiations and the formulation of the Sustainable Development Goal on water and sanitation under the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted in New York in September of 2015. It is crucial that we maintain the momentum in the implementation of the recommendations of SDG 6 on this critical resource, which is both life-giving and life-taking. Indeed, SDG 6 is critical to the successful implementation of the 2030 Agenda, as it is intricately interlinked to all the other SDGs. SDG 6 sets an ambitious target, including achieving by 2030 universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all, improve water quality, increased water use efficiency across all sectors to address water scarcity, integrated water resources management at all levels, and protection and restoration of water-related ecosystems, including mountains, forests, wetlands, rivers, aquifers, and the lakes by 2020. This is a daunting challenge, which will require all world leaders and their governments to come together through international and regional cooperation to take bold and innovative steps to ensure that water is sustainably preserved, managed, and accessible to all, and that no one is left behind. Water is life. Water is the one resource that connects all the aspects of the sustainable world that we want to achieve and legate to our future generations. Water is also a resource which can be life-threatening both through its scarcity and its excesses. With the phenomenon of climate change, we have witnessed the devastating effects that excess rain can cause, as well as the severe consequences of drought. We therefore welcome the wide array of panel discussions that have been organized in the context of this summit. We look forward to the outcome of the discussions and deliberations that will be useful in assisting us take the right decisions to deal with this critically important resource. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, coming from a small island developing state as SIDS, it would be remiss on my part if I did not dwell on the importance of SDG 6 to SIDS. While as small islands we are surrounded by water, this is one resource which is of critical importance to our long-term development and survival, given our inherent challenges and vulnerabilities. SIDS are faced with enormous challenges ranging from water storage capacity, human settlement and urban development, extreme exposure to the dangers of climate change, particularly natural disasters, and saline water intrusion in our freshwater aquifers due to, inter alia, rising sea levels. In January 2016, recognizing the challenges that lie ahead and the need to keep the political momentum in support of the implementation of SDG 6, His Excellency Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the UN Secretary General, and President Jim Kim of the World Bank co-convened a high-level water panel on water to mandate to initiate effective actions in the water sector to promote efforts to mobilize and target financial resources for the development of water infrastructure. The aim of the panel is to transform the way in which we look at water in the face of the challenge that beset the water sector. This transformative agenda, recommended by the panel, represents a holistic approach to tackle water issues across the globe. And on 21st September of this year, the panel adopted its action plan, which has identified 9 interlinked areas for focused actions by the panel, both individually and collectively, and they are: catalyzing changes, building partnership and international cooperation, resilient economies and societies and disasters risk reduction, infrastructure and investment, sustainable cities and human settlements, universal access to safe water and sanitation, water and the environment, water governance, valuing water, and water data. This action plan is meant to be used as a toolkit to address priorities in the water sector at national and regional level. In this regard, the high-level panel will provide a platform for the sharing of experiences and success stories to promote and develop cooperation among countries across the world. It is in this context that, in our capacity as co-chairs of the panel, the President of Mexico and I have written to all heads of state and government of the UN membership, conveying the panel's action plan and calling on each and every country to come together in addressing the challenges and the priority action that have been identified. We must all act nationally, regionally, and globally on the priorities action to support the full implementation of SDG 6. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the panel has already launched 4 initiatives to keep the momentum going and to ensure that water remains high on the international agenda. We have emphasized the role and importance of water in the Climate Action Plan as a key measure to achieve national climate commitments by improving water governance, management, and infrastructure for enhanced water security and increased resilience against floods and droughts. Also, recognizing the enormous financing challenge, the panel initiated a stock-taking exercise on financial opportunities, including innovative financing mechanism for water and sanitation services and infrastructure in the context of the 2030 Agenda. I would like to express my deep appreciation to President Arda for the leadership he has shown in championing action on water financing. The panel will be meeting tomorrow to take stock of the opportunities for financing in the water sector, and we hope to come up with concrete recommendations after consulting and discussing with all the partners. The panel will continue to push for the implementation of the priority actions identified in its action plan in support of the implementation of SDG 6. The effort, however, has to be universal for the proposed actions to produce the required outcome in the form of a successful implementation of SDG 6. The members of the panel are championing further initiatives that aim at raising awareness around the different aspects of SDG 6 in consonance with the panel's action plan, as well as initiating action that will further support and contribute towards the achievement of SDG 6. In this regard, Senegal, as current president of the Security Council, initiated an open debate at the Council on 22nd November on the theme Water, Peace, and Security. The discussion, statements, and exchange of views clearly showed that water has the potential to bring nations together, given the commitment to work together and cooperate closely on the management of shared water resources around lakes, rivers, and aquifers. Australia and Tajikistan will also be organizing side events during the summit on the grand challenges around SDG 6 and disaster risk reduction in relation to water. I call on all of you to attend these events and support these initiatives. In concluding, I wish to reiterate my thanks and appreciation to President Arda and the government and the people of Hungary for their warm welcome and generous hospitality, as well as the facilities put at our disposal since our arrival in this beautiful city of Budapest. We have our work cut out for the next 3 days, and I wish all the participants successful deliberations. I'm confident that this second Budapest Water Summit will meet with the same resounding success as the first one. I thank you for your attention.